we go.
Oh, disgusting. Ooh, somebody hit your line. Somebody hit your line. Let me see.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular View.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Shots do that.
I don't want to sit too hard. That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel Disease.
Because there was no Jay White site.
Just straight up gangbanging. This story has been finished. You gotta pay attention.
So Unpopular Review does not. What is she the CEO of, Chris? Jesus, golly.
Let's start the show.
What is going on, guys? It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. AEW Dynamite has come and gone. I want to welcome everybody to the show, and I have a lovely guest with me tonight, the one and only Cactus Caite. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Venomous Vincent, are you ready for tonight's show?
You know, I love to know why I got that name. Am I that venomous?
I mean, why am I Cactus Caite?
Let's bring on Mad Dog to say hello. Mad Dog, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing? You guys enjoyed
What's
that?
going on, man? You ready for the show tonight?
You guys enjoy Dynamite? You guys enjoy the show tonight?
We did.
Guys
I think
enjoyed the show
one of us
tonight?
saw more.
Yeah,
One of us saw
Absolutely.
more than others, but we're gonna get through it. I
show.
will. Yeah.
What'd you say? Did you have a
it
good
was a
week,
good
Mad Dog?
show. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was a good show.
I
agree.
did. I couldn't find any backgrounds, by the way. I know we talked about that, but I couldn't find anything in the browser there. So
Well,
I
I
said-
will have to
yeah, I couldn't find
afterwards.
anything on that.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it
Well,
was a good
let's
show.
try it.
I enjoyed it. Gave it maybe I would say B minus. I'll give it a quick grade, B minus overall. I liked it. Some parts fell flat, others it was really good. So yeah, had a good.
I think I would agree.
Yeah, it was a good show. Good main event.
I agree with you,
So,
Mad Dog.
yeah.
I think it
You
was
guys
a B.
enjoy,
Wasn't bad.
and I'll see you guys in a little bit.
all right. Let's get into the show. Let's talk about the promo from the absent MJF from last week.
Yes, MJF started the show as they were advertising all week that he was going to do this, and he did. I mean, straight off the bat, right at 8 o'clock, he coming right out with his cheap shots and full on. I mean, the Rainmaker comment, let me pull that up, who can't afford a gym membership, and then he went after Swerve, who couldn't take a public speaking course. And then, I mean, he was really promoting Long Island and the Forbidden Door, of course, where I think is where we're going to end up seeing his first match. But we also knew that there was some beef going on between him and Rush, and he even had some cheap shots for him, which apparently he didn't like. The cheap shot he said to Rush was, Rush looks really dry, like every woman he's ever slept with.
Ooh.
And then Rush comes out.
Ooh.
Yes, he was on it with the cheap shots. And so then Rush comes out and just barrels, and it is a full punching fight between the two of them. And Christopher Daniels comes to separate them, security separating them. It's just a wild show. And so I'm assuming that these two are going to be the ones who fight each other at the Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I do think that these guys will be at the Forbidden Door fighting.
Well, Rush had his own comments too. He also said, you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. And then, so they both came out with, their shots. So, but yes, no, I think those are the two that are going to be going at each other. And then after that, they went right into the promo for the main event for tonight, which was Roderick Strong and Strickland. So,
also, before we get into the first match, there was a video package for Roderick Strong and the Kingdom narrating a video calling him a wrestling legend and saying it's go time. I wouldn't call him a wrestling legend. He really hasn't done anything to be a wrestling legend. Not on my watch. He hasn't.
No, I mean he's of age to be a wrestling legend, but is he qualified with his, resume? I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah. He had some good matches here in AEW and also in NXT, but he's not a wrestling legend. Let's just put it that way. Let's get into the first match. We have Orange Cassidy taking on Kyle O'Reilly, taking on Jay Lethal, taking on Ray Phoenix. This was a lot.
This is a lot. This is the first of two mega matches, as I call them, where it's more than just one-on-one. There was 4 people going against each other, and this was considered the woo match of the night, which I'm guessing is Ric Flair's drink or his energy drink. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. And so this was the whoosh match of the night, and it was Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Jay Lethal, and Ray Rednick. I don't know.
Ray
that
Phoenix.
One. Phoenix, yeah. Came out. They just went straight at it. I mean, that's how a lot of these matches did tonight. They barely even waited for the bell to go. But give me 1 second, Vinny. If you want to talk about this match, I'll be right back.
Yeah, this match was back and forth. Ray breaks up the pin with a big splash. Kyle O'Reilly drops into an armbar. I feel like there was a lot of good spots in this match. When you're watching a match like this, there's a lot to keep your eye on, especially when it's more than 2 people in the match. The match, the ending of the match was Orange Cassidy with the orange punch on Jay and sends him to the outside and kick to Ray. And Ray Phoenix was your winner for the match. Which I'm kind of glad to see Ray Phoenix as a winner, because we just got about a couple weeks ago, we just got Ray Phoenix and Serpentico. They both came back from being gone for a little bit, so I'm glad that they are back and back on the main roster. After the match, Trent Beretta comes out with Don to attack the OC. But he was chained and getting into the ring. And out comes Chris Statlander to hold the OC back for a cheap shot on him. I love to see Chris Statlander in this new role. She's coming out. She's doing this new, she's going against a fan. She's playing a heel. And we need this. We need a little bit of this heel turn from him. This heel turn from her, which I think is great. You also had Willow in the promo as well. to even the odds. And I want to see where this is going. Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander there. I guarantee this is going to be a pay-per-view match. Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree is arriving to the arena in an SUV, and he tells the driver that he's supposed to become to the full and complete stop in every sign. He tells the cameraman, he says it's been in the front of the camera for over 3 decades, and the cameraman work is a bit shaky. So basically, Chris Jericho is playing this part where he's trying to give people compliments and try to make them learn from him because he knows it all. I really do think this is a stupid move on AEW's part. And I think this is just something that they don't want Jericho to leave. And I don't feel like they know what to do with Jericho. So Jericho always knows how to reinvent himself. And I think this is what he's doing now. He's trying to reinvent himself again. But I'm not going to lie to you. I think the Learning Tree is kind of stale. I really do think it's kind of stale. And, every week we get put in with this big bill, Chris Jericho. And now it's Keith, the bounty hunter. Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, is now part of the group.
Yes, he's the little shit that follows behind Big Bill.
Yes. Willow Nightingale is backstage with Renee Paquette, and she has some congratulations for Mercedes, and she has some words for the trustee Stokely, which I feel like you can never trust this guy. I feel like he's a snake.
Never.
No matter where he goes.
Absolutely.
So now let's go to Chris Venomous comes out to announce another qualifying match for the TNT Championship for the TNT Championship ladder match at Forbidden Door.
Correct. As he mentioned last week, that there were going to be qualifying matches and that the Elite tried to give the TNT Championship to Jack Perry, but instead they interfered and said Tony Khan is not just going to give something away. He wants there to be a true fight and a true winner. And so he's stepping in and directing this, and it's going to be a ladder match with qualifying matches. So this one is going to be between Brian Cage and Mark Briscoe.
Mark Briscoe.
I called this the nursing home match, but I did find out.
Match. Why do you call it the nursing home match?
I mean, Mark just looked really old to me. There's too many ladder matches. It's too much for me too. Yes, Jericho has had his time. Let's put it that way. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, they probably made a massive deal with MJF. I'm a huge MJF fan, so I can only imagine, this is going to be a huge push for Forbidden Door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's get into this match. It's Brian Cage and Mark Briscoe.
Yes.
This is a Briscoe is quickly to get to the apron to block some Cage offense right off the bat. And it was a little slow match. It wasn't a fast-paced match, but you have to understand you're putting a big guy like Brian Cage against a guy that can but he can move, you know what I mean? Like he's a little guy. Mark Briscoe can move.
Yeah, but Brian Cage, he brought it to him. Like he threw him at one point and Mark hurt his hip. And I'm like, well, there it is. There's the nursing home. Call him. Hip's gone. Replacement tomorrow. No. But he got up and continued to fight. But you did see some onlookers throughout this match, which kept the match kind of going. Because without that, it was kind of stale, like you said. but you saw the family, Don and
Callis.
Don Callis, yep, and Takada. How do you
Okada?
pronounce that guy's name?
Keshna?
Takada, yeah. He was watching what? Sorry, what?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Oh, he was watching from the stands, and then later on, you see Jack Perry watching behind the scenes on a video TV screen. And so there was lots of on takers, but Takada won his spot in the fight for the TNT Championship on Friday at Rampage. So he's already got it. Then tonight we see who wins this match.
Mark Briscoe takes the victory.
I was going to say Mark wins it, which was a shock to me. I wouldn't have actually said that before the match. And so he's got his spot. Takada's got his spot. And Perry thinks that he should be just given the spot because he is the chosen one, is what he said. So he's got to hit an elimination match at some point, but I don't see him.
We go backstage to see Jack Perry clapping and pretty much saying that, he should be the next one in line for the TNT Championship. So, yeah, Jack Perry has a chip on his shoulder because he's with the Young Bucks. We'll see how this turns out. I'm not really enjoying this. I mean, for what it was, he is playing a little different character than this Jungle Boy, this baby face. Now he's doing this heel turn. So,
he's not babyface anymore.
I'm not a huge fan of the Young Bucks. So, we'll see where this Jack Perry thing takes him. Also backstage, Hook and Samoan Joe are backstage, chowing down on some funnies. Renee asks if Renee asks ask him if Hook's a mentor, and Joe is about explaining that mentoring, but Tony Nese comes out to make fun of Hook for entering the funnies.
Yes, it was basically everybody's been trying to get out of Samoa Joe if he is going to be officially Hook's mentor. Taz has not said anything. Hook has not said anything, but it was very clear tonight that that's how it was. And then, hi, Dan.
Yeet. What's going on, guys?
Dan the man. Did you watch any of it tonight?
Of course he did.
I watched that bullshit, and let me tell you, it's about the one thing that I learned tonight in AEW is what I learned in life is don't trust anybody. All of your relationships are inevitable to turn on you, and no one cares.
Love you, Dan.
So, it was evidence in the best friends. It's evidence in Willow and Statlander. It's evidence in plenty of multiple ways.
I agree with you. I agree. You can't trust anybody. Not even people that you've known for years, clearly.
No,
that's true.
And then, MJF is basically just like, fuck it. I'm out here. I'm going to get my money. I'm getting my bag. And that's what life is all about at this point. The term, fuck bitches, get money? There you go.
Yes, that's a good wrap up there, Dan. Thank you. What do you think about Samoa Joe and Hook?
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
They got to make Samoa Joe relevant, I guess.
What's a revelant? What's a revelant?
Relevant?
Revelant?
Relevant?
Revelant.
Yes. But then he stops Hook from a major fight. behind backstage.
Yep.
Yep.
We go back to live TV as the Acclaim make their entrance. Max is about to rap and cut off by the Young Bucks on the screen, who says that a part of their contract says they cannot discriminate management. So
You
their
can't
segment
talk
was,
bad about the vice president and the elites. So
Yeah.
what did they do?
they ruined the segment with the Acclaim is what they did.
Yes. And the Acclaim had no idea that was going to happen. And they are pissed. So,
Yeah.
Vince,
did
what
you see later on?
think about tonight's episode?
Dan, I only seen a little bit. I didn't really see a whole lot.
Ah, son of a bitch. You know,
Yep, I know.
here I am watching it while I'm going through, you know, an existential crisis in my life, and you know, I see what's going on, and
Calling it out,
is
Dan.
AEW
Calling
right now.
out.
AEW is it just is. It just is, you know. And I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna give you the whole Dan the Man special. I'm calling out Tony Khan. I'm calling out Tony Khan for all his buffoonery, and I'm calling out his repetitive bullshit, and I'm calling it out because remember that there was that Monday Night Raw song back in the early 2000s that said it was by Union Underground. There's a line that says, "Nothing's forever,"
Mm.
and that's true. Nothing.
Very, very true. True. Some true spoken words. Yep, there you are. Yep, there it is.
That should be the whole surname. Everything about tonight's Dynamite is how nothing is forever.
Well, we just lost Dan.
Oh, there he is. Up, we got
He's
him.
still going. Dan has a lot to say tonight.
He does. I wish I could hear what Dan's saying.
I have no idea, but he is gone for it. So
Yeah, he's going for it. I know. We
we're gonna
understand.
have to bring him back when he has a little bit better connection. Yeah. Oh. Nope, still can't hear you, Dan. Just like our show.
All right, so let's get into the
Yeah.
next segment. We're backstage with Renee again, for God's sakes, Renee again.
Hey, Renee
Swerve-
brought somebody on recently. Did you see that in the news?
Who?
I don't know who it was. But they brought Renee. Renee has a new friend, but she wasn't on tonight. So they're bringing somebody on. Let me look. Well, maybe Dane can or Mad Dog can look into that for us. There's supposed to be somebody else that she's bringing on, but
Can't hear you,
maybe-
Dan. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Dan.
Can't hear you. So Swerve Strickland is backstage, and he's facing Red Strong tonight. He welcomes back MJF, calling him a little bitch, and says he'll deal with him soon. And in the hands of his contract for the main event for Forbidden Door.
Yep.
So Swerve Strickland will take on Red Strong in the main event. We go back to the ring for the Blackpool Combat Club taking on Valder Jr. Muggus.
This was another one. The Blackpool Combat. Is that which one you're talking about?
Yeah, with the CMLL guys.
Yes. And so there was two main people. So you have, of course, Moxley, and then you have Valdor Jr. is the most popular guy on the other side. And those two just went after it. But it was really great to see Blackpool Combat together and fighting, and they did really well.
Yeah, it does get a little repetitive with these guys. I mean, it's
And they've had a lot of injuries.
yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying there it does get a little repetitive with these guys because you know, they're all about the street fighting and not about
Yeah.
the actual fighting.
I mean,
Um,
sometimes you gotta have low blows.
You know what? I don't. It's so Daniel Bryan was in this match, and who else was in this match?
This was Daniel Bryan. This was Yada. Was back.
Yoda Wheeler and Claudia Casanova.
Claudia, yep. Claudia had a lot of moves during this match. He was a big part of it.
Well, I mean, when you ever get to see Claudia on the TV, I feel like it's special because, you know, this guy is from Switzerland and
yeah,
even when he was in
He is.
WWE, he really put on a show. So when you see him, he tries to put on a clinic for everybody with his swing for everybody.
Well, there was a lot of clotheslines for sure. But Valador, you know, they kept it up going. It kept the match going. And Dan, are you making fun of my my reading here? Oh yeah, thank you, Chris. I know.
We watched him. I know.
We botched names tremendously.
Dan is still trying to talk to us. Dan, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, between Vinny and I, we can maybe get some of the words right. So, well, Dan is just gonna talk to himself. That's okay, buddy. You do what you got to do. Okay.
Dan, you do it, bud. You talk about it.
Yeah,
explain what's going on. We're here.
Yeah, some of us, you know, would love to support you.
We cannot hear you. Up and there goes Dan.
Yeah, that's all right. So back to this match. This is the second of the, as I refer to as a mega match, where it's more than 1-on-1. There were super kicks, there were clotheslines, there were just a lot of different moves. But at the end of the match, you saw Yoda.
Yuda. It's Yuda.
Oh, thank God you got your sound back. Thank you for correcting it. Was that driving you crazy?
It was like, dude, I was talking and I'm like, are you little shits ignoring me? And
I mean, there is a button to do that, but no, we didn't do that to you.
Oh my gosh. You know, listen. I missed you guys so much that I had to jump in here and I had to get in the car and I had to talk to you guys. I'm feeling sorry for myself tonight, and I have to let you guys also feel sorry for yourselves too, and because you have to deal with me now.
I would rather deal with you than some people. It's okay, Dan.
Oh, it's okay. I'd rather deal with me too than some people, but some people would rather deal with other people than me, so fuck them. But you know, neither here nor there. Vince, go ahead. I want you to really kind of, so I know we're talking about the BCC and the CMLL, and I don't know a damn person in the CMLL. I don't know that anybody's supposed to know who any of these people are in the CMLL. It would be nice if they gave us a backstory to let, you know, the casual American fans know who some of these clowns are, because I'm sitting here and I'm just like, here is Herpentico, Clavistico,
Invalidor,
you know, Condomonio,
Chlamydia,
Chlamydio, Enema.
I'm glad you could say that word right.
You know, it's
fucked up, Katie.
Well, I mean, someone's got to say something right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Yuta picks up the victory with an angle slam.
Hey, Yuta man.
Yuta picks up the victory. Backstage again, Chris Jericho is annoying the shit out of everybody, and he is now in catering.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? I gotta say something about Chris Jericho.
What?
I thought this was the dumbest shit on TV. This whole Chris Jericho thing was the most annoying thing I think I've ever seen in the last 20 years in professional wrestling. And I absolutely love this shit now. I love
Chris
it.
Jericho?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. I think this is brilliant.
It was like the cheesiest salesman I've ever heard it. I
It's
literally
great.
was waiting. I was literally waiting for him to sell Flex shit in a can. Okay.
What is
That was
Flex
the
shit?
next thing. What is that stuff that they would advertise on TV?
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. Yeah, I was waiting for him to stick one of those out and maybe a pillow.
Okay, so you thought he was Mike Lindell?
Yes.
Okay.
That's his name. Yeah, very much.
All right. That's very interesting.
He was very sarcastic, and it was just such a ploy. And you know, I listened to a whole bunch of other people's podcasts and try to support everybody on who talk AEW. And there were some other people on there that were talking about how he went to production and was like, "I want more camera time." Who the fuck needs to see more camera time of Jericho? He's been on the scene since I don't know how long.
I don't need to see him wrestle, but seeing him on my TV is not hurting my feelings.
I'd rather see Copeland.
Copeland is not coming back for a while, baby.
No, but he it's been said that he may do a lot more backstage work. And so, you know, he's got to recover from, you know, a broken leg. But maybe him and Jericho can, you know, start a senior league.
Senior league, she says.
Yeah, and dancing.
Oh my goodness. Let's go back. We have a Daniel Garcia video package that they're playing, and I keep saying this every week that Daniel Garcia is very underestimated as a great talent. And they should actually put him on more. I really do think that he's not used well enough. Now we're going to the
Garcia. That was a promo for Buffalo. So they're going to Buffalo June 23rd. AEW will be in Buffalo, and that's like his hometown. And so that's why they're doing that. I'm going to be in Buffalo the next week, and I'm super pissed. And I am super pissed that I cannot be there. I actually just looked at flights just to go up and then come back and then come up again the week after, just so I could go to that because it's going to be a collision. And
are you going to go?
No, I'm not going to go. Maybe next year. I am going to go to the Orlando one in December.
The Acclaim is now attempting to talk to the Young Bucks, but the security is there. The Bucks stop them and say that there is no time for a meeting. Anthony Bowen says, "We just have a message. We're coming for that ass," is what he said.
Yes, they are not happy. So we'll see what next week entails with this. But I'm so glad that Dan's back because you know what time it is, Dan. What match is next?
Oh, is it time for the news?
No, it's time for Mariah May and
Tony time.
Oh. It's Tony time.
It's Tony time.
Listen,
But before Tony time,
give me all the Mariah May. Give me all the Tony Storm. I'm good with whatever they got, and give it all to me. I want.
But before that,
before
that, Christian Cade has a meeting with the Bucks, saying he wants another title shot. The Bucks say that they love him to death, but Matt says that they hand all of the predicament gold, and that they have nothing for him right now.
Good to know, Vincent. Thank you for
that. Okay, so let's get into this Mariah May and Saraya match. Take it away, Katie.
All right, so Mariah May is I I forgot her name. Who's she fighting?
Soraya.
Soraya, yes. So she's fighting Soraya, and this is one that I did not see, so I am reading the reviews. Dan, if you saw it,
guys,
you
come
know
on,
I
you
have to
have
pick
one
one.
job.
I know. I have to pick one match to get ready, and this was
all week.
sorry.
Okay. Oh, you got
I
to
knew
set up your
you would
equipment, huh?
have it.
You got to set up your equipment.
Yes, I have to get ready. Yeah.
You got to get
It's
ready.
another Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, did you watch this one or not? I watched the end of it.
I mean, anytime I can catch some Mariah May on my TV, I'm catching
I
some
know.
Mariah May on my TV.
I mean, I figured you'd have me covered. So,
I mean, let me tell you, Soraya though,
Yeah.
Soraya.
See?
However they want to pronounce it. Something's not right with her. She's still not medically. She can't be fully medically cleared. Oh man.
She looks off. She doesn't look like the same
No,
Soraya that we knew.
she's not, and it's frustrating to watch.
Well, it's frustrating because I feel like she's pushing the situation. I mean, she has not been on in a while, but every once in a while we get to see her, and when we do see her, I feel like it's a letdown.
It is a letdown. I understand.
And Tony Storm was on at the commentator's desk. She was not at ringside. I mean, she was ringside, but she wasn't like on the side. She was mic'd up.
Hey, you know who's gonna be in St. Augustine this weekend? You know, is Mariah
Vincent.
May.
He said, take a picture for him.
All right, go ahead, continue.
So yes.
So big kick from Soraya. Soraya with the submission finish. May looks over, and Tony said,
No.
May up.
Yes, Tony dropped the mic and ran to her partner, or what does she call herself? A mentor, or her prodigy. Was that the right one? Yep, prodigy. Went after her. She couldn't get her heels off fast enough, and then I think it was Harley just started kicking her after the match, and just big blows. So.
We go now to the backstage as Daniel Bryan is giving a promo talking about this is his last full year as a full-time wrestler, and he's talking about how he's been trying to give it his all, but it has not done well. It's not been well for him. But he does say that coming up, the winner of the Owen Hart Cup gets a title shot at Wembley Stadium, and that he's coming for the title shot.
Yes, he is. He's pulling back on the reins on retirement. He's not quite ready yet. And he has been waiting for this opportunity, and he sees it and is going after it. So
absolutely,
we'll see how that works out. So you're never too old, I guess.
Yep.
Never give up on your dreams.
All right, so take us to the main event, Vince.
Wait, should we take a commercial break before we get to the main event, and then maybe do the news, or do you want to do the news after the main event?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular View.
Sorry, I'm screwing everything up. We'll take a commercial break. So when we come back, we'll get right to the last of the main event.
Last segment, and then we'll do the news with Mad Dog.
Here we go.
I kept waiting for Spider-Man to show up in Homecoming, No Way Home, and Far From Home.
No Way Home, he showed up.
No, he didn't show up. He showed up from an alternate portal that a fat kid made all of a sudden because he got a new bling ring.
First of all, he's not fat anymore. He lost it, so you put more respect on Hobgoblin's name.
Movie, he wasn't the Hobgoblin. He was just the Goblin. And he wasn't swinging through those streets with Spider-Man, though. I tell you that. He wasn't running with Spider-Man. All that superhero work. All of a sudden, he could do magic. Anybody could do magic except Doctor Strange in the MCU.
He had
Yeah, what did he have? The plot ring? Yeah.
Like,
he did that faster than Doctor Strange did in his own movie. You realize that?
You know, they just had a...
No. He made the sling ring portal faster than Doctor Strange did in his own movie.
I didn't like Doctor Strange movie.
And I didn't like the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland.
I liked the Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man wasn't in it. He wasn't in it. And then when he actually got a real fight, Every time he gets into a fight, he gets that work.
It's not necessarily true.
The Vulture was whooping on him. So Tony had to come in and talk to him. In the second one, he was getting that work with little drones. Okay, he even took off his mask because he was so shook. And then the Green Goblin came in there at 70 years old and gave him some John Wick love and beat his little ass.
He gave him the work at the end of the movie. Spider-Man was putting in work at the end of the movie.
Spider-Man almost killed him.
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Not Tom Holland Spider-Man.
He was about to kill Green Goblin.
After he got his ass beat for the 20th time.
He wasn't allowed to
even Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, got punished. I mean, he got a whole wall fall.
He got his ass beat so bad he made everybody forget. He said, just wipe all the memories. I can't outlive it. They're never going to let me live it down.
Well, that was AW Reviews, which is every week. Let's talk about the shows coming up. Every day there is a show for you right here on UPR. On Mondays at 6 p.m., we have the Mike Knox Show. The man holds it down. He's talking wrestling, AEW, WWE, anything to do with wrestling. This man got it. Then at the end of the night, at the 11 o'clock hour, we are doing Raw review, and this one is with Evil Dose, and he always has all the breakdowns from Raw. On Tuesday nights, we have the NXT review show with the Wrestling Doll, and I am not sure. We're doing a rotation of guests coming up in the next several weeks until I think the end of August. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And you can always catch us right here Wednesday nights for the AW Review Show right after Dynamite. And then we have the top 5 on Thursdays. So every week we pick a different top 5. And then Friday nights we have the SmackDown Review Show.
Yeah.
With C is silent. And the SmackDown Penitentiary is what they call that. So let's get into the last match of the night for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. It is Roderick Strong taking on whose house? Swerve's house.
And it was Swerve's house tonight.
And your favorite guy is back now. He's dancing his way back to the ring.
Prince Nana.
Prince Nana is back.
Yes. He's got his own shirt out there too. So if you go on the AEW's website, you will see the Learning Tree's new shirts. You will see, I think I even heard MJF say that he has a new shirt out. And then Prince Nana has a shirt.
So we get into the main event. Roderick Strong taking on Swerve Strickland. This one was back and forth. I mean,
it was.
Strong, I feel like, listen, I'm not going to say that Strong isn't a good wrestler because he is. He does have a great offense. I just don't see him as a heavy hitter player for the championship. I see him as a smaller contender for like the TNT or the TBS, one of the smaller belts, but he's definitely not a heavyweight contender. This one went back and forth. And they did go over.
Swerve had a battle though. I mean, Strong went after his spine hard.
There was a couple good moves. There was a couple good moves in the top.
I don't know if I consider them good moves or just debilitating moves towards Swerve. There was a lot of moves that I feel like didn't go the way it should have gone, and he did get pretty beat up during this match. Yes, Vinny wants Strong to go for the
Strong to what?
He doesn't even know what we're talking about.
I do. I said TBS Championship, and that's the women's belt. So I did. I messed that up. Yep. I caught myself.
It's all good. But yes, so it was a great match. I feel like Swerve, like I said, had a lot of back-breaking episodes, but he held himself strong. There was a lot of kind of interference with the Kingdom, but not technically involvement. I did think it was kind of weird. Like they literally caught Swerve at one point and just, didn't really do anything to him, but it did set up for Strong to come after him again. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and I think this is a great way to end tonight show with a title defense well taken from man Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana.
Yes, they won.
Well,
So
let's go to our special correspondent. And he comes on every week with the news. Mad Dog will bring you the latest news in all the wrestling, AEW, WWE, MLW, you name it, he got it. Mad Dog, what is going on, my friend?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? There's a lot happened
What's going
tonight,
on, man?
and
welcome.
you guys were kind of correct. You guys were kind of correct about the shirts. I'm actually was looking while you guys were talking.
Thank you.
I just have to mention real quick, man, the Chris Jericho shirt. I'm just a branch
Sold
on the
out.
learning tree.
Sold.
I can't believe it, man. Just why? Like
Because
unbelievable.
they
And
all, because
MJF,
all
I,
these
I, I
fans love
just bought one.
trash. They love
So
trash. That's what the problem is. They love trash.
I bought
Well,
an MJF shirt. So yeah, that's coming. Hopefully it comes next week. I can wear it. But yeah, I'm
oh,
gonna
did you get one?
go.
I have really been
Um,
looking at getting one.
so I got one. I was like, yeah. I asked my mom. She said, "Hey, you have the money?" So I was like, "Yeah, why not? I'll do it." So I did it.
Good
Hopefully it
for you,
comes
because
next
you're
week. I don't
going
know.
soon, right?
I might be going to Full Gear, but I'm going to SmackDown at the end of this month. Yeah, but I got my Cody Rhodes T-shirt for that. So, anyway, yeah. So this week in the news, man, so much is going on. It's kind of been kind of
Bring it to
wild
us.
because a lot of this time of the year, right? There's been a lot of contract signings, and a lot of people expire. A lot of people go away, whatever. So, Fightful
Yeah.
Select says that Alberto Carrillo will expire on the same day as Angel Garza. It's a contract which will be August 1st.
Yep.
As you guys know, 90-day clause. They can't compete. Will AEW sign them? Of course. Maybe. Probably. I mean, AEW wants every WWE guy there, so I'm not too surprised there. They also note here. I'm sorry. Yep. The Young Bucks are already in talks with a future company. By the way, a future brand sponsor. I know you guys are gonna love this. I know you guys are a big fan of the Bucks. I know Dan is too. So, they are in talk with Reeboks about another future project after their smashing success of the shoe from Double or Nothing, from the shoes selling out. That was from the Observer there. Fightful says that Impact will start airing at 8 p.m. on the TNA app. I don't know if you guys know that TNA has their own app right now. I think you have to subscribe to it. I think subscription service alongside its AXS broadcast. Typically, the show is aired at 10, so they're actually making it earlier now, which is kind of interesting. I said a little bit last week on this whole thing with these contracts, but I'm just going to reiterate this here because why not? PW Insider said that Arn Anderson, Jake Hager, and Mark Henry and Paige Van Zant's all been removed from the AEW roster page and that they are gone from the company. The next thing I have, your AEW's TV deal. I wish Dan was here because I know he's been, kind of worried about this. According to the Observer, had a key person at the company say that it's super tight-lipped right now, but they've heard positive on the positive things about them renewing the contract for TV, which is just crazy that they haven't done it. But then again, nobody knows what that means. Everyone in the wrestling news community, I reached out to one of my buddies who is a wrestling journalist, and he said he doesn't know. Nobody does. So we'll see what happens there. And speaking of everybody's favorite person tonight, Chris Jericho, our learning tree friend, top of the tree, is stepping down from AEW Rampage commentary, and he's, according to the Observer, and he's going to be replaced by Daddy Magic Matt Menard on the commentary team. Menard's been with AEW since August 2021, and I believe some somebody asked me earlier to go and do a little bit of digging about some sort of backstage commentary person. That person, and I hope I'm saying the name right. I could be saying it wrong. I do apologize if I do. AEW hires new backstage interviewer. Her name is if I say it wrong, I do apologize. Carde
Yes,
Aurora.
that's what
I
I was
think that's how you say it.
Yep.
She is a new on-screen personality and's been come on board the AEW brand. She has not debuted yet. I don't know when she's going to debut. Some people say Forbidden Door. Some people say she might wait till All In. I don't know when the company's going to use her, but that actually came out back in February. So she hasn't been, I believe we're in June now. So she has not been on since February. They signed her February. So I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe Renee likes screen time. I don't know. I know Jericho does, so I was surprised he's stepping down. Maybe to do something more. And then there was just one final thing I note here. I don't have it in the notes per se, but there's been a lot of rumors about AEW backstage toxicity, all this stuff. Here's the deal. I know Kevin Kelly worked for the company as a commentator. He just came out on his podcast. I listened to it, I think today or whatever it was, and said all this, BS about what was it called? About AEW. Yes, sorry, lost train of thought there. And in all honesty, I don't believe it because Tony Khan, yeah, he might run the ship a little bit weird, but you know what? A lot of people have praised him overall, but also you can see a little bit in the sloppiness of what's going on in the direction of the company right now. So some of it has to be true and some of it has to be false. I don't know. You guys can make your own decisions on that. That's not my job. My job is to tell you guys the news. So that's what I have this week. And thank you so much.
Job, Matt.
See you next week.
Matt, the Mad Dog MVP.
Thanks, Matt.
The night. And Vinny is just rushing through this tonight, isn't he?
I want to keep these shows short and sweet. I feel like we tend to go way over, and tonight we're doing a good job. We're at 52 minutes, and I feel like we're starting to wind down here. Is there anything else you want to add before we take a journey into the sleep stage?
No, I think that's all. I guess we will catch everybody next week. Hopefully we'll be a little more prepared. And hopefully we'll have Dan back because we missing our third wheel here. We're just, a regular bicycle instead of our tricycle.
That is correct. We'll be right back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 10 o'clock, right after AEW. From your hosts, Venomous Vince to Cactus Caite. We'll see you guys later. Peace out, guys.
Bye.